feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride away.
Okay. Youngboy's new album coming December 6th. Can't wait for that. Boss Man D-Lo, No Cap. That's cool. What else? Oh, 6ix9ine. So, let's get to the 6ix9ine stuff real quick. So, Tekashi 6ix9ine, after being accused of, being on meth, and he came back to say, yo, that's Adderall. I'm not ain't no goddamn meth. What are you talking about? Essentially, he was supposed to have a status hearing like yesterday, and then they were supposed to have like the full hearing, or a conference actually yesterday, and then they were supposed to have the full hearing on the 12th. But apparently, or actually it was 2 days ago, it was status, and then the full hearing on the 12th. It appears like they've came to some type of agreement in what Tekashi is down to accept in the prosecution, the prosecution recommendation. So let me read this. So 6ix9ine has entered a guilty plea in the proceedings surrounding his probation violation earlier in Manhattan. A federal judge, which is a judge from his, actual RICO case, George Paul Engelmeyer, ripped the traditionally rainbow hair rapper, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, for having a full spectrum disregard for the law, violating terms of supervised release. The letter from the government and its corresponding letter are attached below. Okay. They claim that he was detained Tuesday morning, which is the week before, after he traveled to Las Vegas without permission and then denied doing so, failing to attend a scheduled drug testing, then tested positive for methamphetamines. Okay. That was then, he was also an hour late to court on Tuesday morning. The rapper apologized to the judge after learning that he would be back behind bars. The judge told him he flew up from Florida. He told the judge he flew up from Florida and woke up late. He went to Las Vegas to perform at the T-Mobile Arena to make a living and thought he had permission to do so. He said he tested positive for methamphetamines because he was on Adderall, and he has been jumped for cooperating with the feds. He says, "I'm human," Tekashi said to the judge who sentenced him in 2019 after pleading guilty. He says, "I'm human, bro." The judge reminded Tekashi that he later granted him compassionate release during that coronavirus era, citing his sensitivity. Okay, is this going to load or not? Yeah, if it doesn't load, essentially 6ix9ine has been given, he's going to lose his passport for a year. And he's going to have to only perform domestically. All the same stipulations are on. He's going to have to do not customer service. He's going to have to do what's that shit called? It's not customer service. It's am I tripping? What is that shit called, chat? What the fuck? He's supposed to do, what do you call? Oh, community service. My bad. I said customer service. I'm tripping. He's supposed to do community service within the next like 2 or 3 months, after the judge, really kind of scolded him and basically, basically said that he's bugging out. Okay? Let's see, why can't I see this post? Give me a second. Yeah, give me 1 second. I don't know why this shit can't. I want to read you the because it was a letter that got submitted. Okay. There's a letter that got submitted. Sorry. Why can't I see the fucking letter? It's on the site. Okay. All right. I can't find it for whatever reason. Anyway, the point is this: they kind of gave him like another type of probation. They essentially said you're losing your Remember, he was at 6 months left. So 6ix9ine was at 6 months left on his probation. He was supposed to get off probation after 6 months. Instead, what's gonna happen now is that he's gonna do a year on the supervised release, which is probation, where he has to report on a very more stringent level. They would let him out after 30 days. So he's going to do 30 days in jail. He got locked up, I believe. When did he get locked up? I believe he got locked up. Let me see if I can see when he got locked up. He got locked up like at the beginning of this month. So he's going to stay until like damn near December. So he's going to spend 30 days in jail, surrender his passport for a year, make sure he's not testing positives for anything, and he has to, even if it's going to be Adderall or whatever he's going to be on, he has to clear it with the judge. And if not really with the judge, with his there has to be documentation from his doctor before he takes it. So before they were saying, oh yeah, I tested positive, but I have a prescription from the doctor, and they were like, well, how do we know this is not written in post? So that's the whole thing. Essentially, he's taking 30 days and he's gonna lose his passport. Now this is gonna be big. 6ix9ine makes a lot of money off going overseas. That's his thing. He goes overseas to like Romania, goes over to Slovakia. Not only because some of y'all might be like, well, nobody likes him in the United States. 6ix9ine, before he blew up, so I met 6ix9ine in 2017. 6ix9ine was actually out for like 2 years before. He was performing, doing not really hip hop, but he was doing like almost like this punk rock hip hop type of style. And he was working with this European distribution company that had him lit in Europe. So these days, when obviously people don't probably want to perform at the Garden or the Barclays, he's actually banned from there. He could go back overseas and he could still have these performances because they love him over there. Slovakia loves him. Romania loves him. You know what I mean? Like these European countries really love him for whatever reason. And they love him there because he used to come there all the time when a lot of American artists don't come there frequently. They might come once if it's like a Rolling Loud, but they're not going to come consistently. So they like him there. And he makes a good amount of money. Like, he showed me, the paycheck. He 350,000, 400,000, 500,000. They're paying him a pretty penny to perform, right? Now he's gonna lose his passport for a year. He has to do domestic shows only, which means he could perform in Vegas, he could perform in Miami, he could perform in New York if they allow him, but he cannot perform overseas anymore. So he's gonna miss out on a shit ton of money. But I do have to imagine that this was a possibility, or not a possibility, but the negotiation that kind of happened in terms of the prosecutor, who probably felt really offended, the judge who feels offended, of course, and his lawyer, Lance Lazaro, who said, yo, what are they going to go for? And they could have been like, yo, we're going to go for pulling back the probation and let you do the sentence. The sentence is a long time. You don't want to do that. So he's going to take the 30 days. He's going to take them losing. He's going to lose his passport. I think there is a possibility he could still travel overseas, though. Damn, I wish. Why can't I pull up this fucking document, though? It's kind of odd. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can pull it up, because it's a letter, and the letter is like really, really good. All right, give me 1 second. That letter really is important. Oh, none of these things are loaded. All right, give me 1 second. Oh, I think the whole thing had froze. My bad. All right. Back to the Academy blog. We're back. And does it load now? Of course not. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on with this. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna still work. But essentially, he'll get out in 30 days. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep exhausting this. I don't know why it's not showing up for whatever reason. But in 30 days, 6ix9ine will be out. But he's losing his passport, and the judge is going to be on his ass a little bit more. And not going to lie to you, I think this is what happens when you're an artist who takes it for granted that when you get these like really sensitive pleas, like they're kind of looking out for you. Like half of these artists be bitching and moaning. Y'all got the best lawyers. Y'all all get out. Yo, if Thug was a regular person, he would get life. You know, if Meek Mill was a regular person, that nigga would be in jail now. Like these guys go to jail for a little bit. I'm not saying that they deserve to go, but they do have a privilege in the sense of having the best lawyers, these lawyers pulling strings. They're getting in the least amount of trouble, and then sometimes when they get in the least amount of trouble, they're still thumbing their nose up at the air, kind of saying "fuck you" to the legal system. I mean, shit. Even my boy Young Boy, like Young Boy, like come on, dog, nigga, you're on 2 federal house arrests, my nigga. Like you're living in a $10 million mansion, bro. They're telling you don't get high. Okay, I get it. Like it's frustrating to be there, but bro, you can't be calling the doctor acting like you can't be calling the pharmacy acting like you're a doctor, though. Like, come on, what's up with that? So again, rappers seem to always ignore or take for granted the law, and you know, if 6ix9ine abides by this, he'll be good. And again, he's been trying to get off probation for a while, so we'll see what happens with that. Okay. All right. Let me see.